Hello my friend, and welcome to today's full body session on the Persist program. We have got a litany of moves for you to cover the front and back of the body, pushing and pulling, to come away feeling highly accomplished, having built strength, muscle, mobility, and flexibility from head to toe. You're going to see me use primarily just a couple of sets of dumbbells today. I've got something on the lighter side at 12.5 kilos and then a heavier set at 20 kilos. At this early stage of the program, that's probably where I'm going to play, with room for potentially going heavier further down the line. Naturally, as ever, simply do your best with what you've got. There's plenty of room for a little bit of trial and error here, and then you can take it from there with the preceding sets that come afterwards. Other than that, I'm going to explain everything as we go, as we got the Brittany mic in full flow today. I'm going to see you now for our warm-up. Alrighty, my buds, we're going to come into our 5-move warm-up now, ahead of our main block of strength work. First move is going to be an inchworm, so we just want to have a nice bit of space out in front of us. Feet together. I'm going to roll down through the spine, meet the hands at the floor, and go through a nice, gentle walk to this high push-up plank position. And then on this variation, I'm going to walk my hands back. Nice intro to the session. I hope this finds you well, full of energy and optimism. But if not, nonetheless, you're still here. I guarantee you're going to feel a little bit better on the other side. As ever, deploying our 5-minute rule, that probably after 5 minutes of movement, you'll feel like a different person.
10 seconds.
Perfecto. Rest. We're now going to come back down to a similar position. We're going to do a scapular push-up to a down dog. Scapular, meaning the shoulder blade. Push-up, that's the only part of the movement that's coming in there. So keep the elbows locked. Create a nice braced position. So we're squeezing the shoulder blades together and then pulling them apart. And then the down dog, I'm just going to press so we get a bit of overhead shoulder work in. Take however long you like there before coming back down with the hips and repeating that complex.
Halfway there.
If you've never done a scapular push-up before, it can feel a little bit strange. To not bend those elbows, just work through the range you have in the shoulder blade, very important.
10 seconds. Rest.
Okay, we're now going to look at some shoulder extension with a little bit of actually quad work in there with the following complex. Let's go fingers pointing away from us, probably going to be the most comfortable.
Round 3.
What I'm going to do, float the bum off the floor, drive the hips up into this tabletop position, pulling the shoulders back, and then I'm actually going to rock forward, increasing the stretch there and getting a nice stretch in the quads. I'll then rock back to release. So drive up, deepen the stretch and put some into the quads there. Only go as far as you feel you need to. This can be quite intense. I'm going to adjust my feet there to bias the quads a little bit more as I come into that position.
10 seconds. Rest.
Alrighty. Now you can do the next one lying face down. It's going to be a bit tougher there. I'm going to demonstrate this in a tall kneeling position so I can talk. It's going to be shoulder S waves. So just taking our shoulders through some rotational work. Alright, I'm going to get one hand, float it off the back of the head, put the other hand knuckles facing my spine, keep them pulled back and extend, and then do this sort of windmill swimming motion through the air whilst rotating so that they face the same positions once you get there. Hand on the back of the head, palm down, knuckles towards the spine. Alternating between there, trying to keep your hands as far away from the front of your body as you can, as weird as that sounds. So they're really active through that rotation part of the movement. Again, like I said, if you're doing these face down on the floor, which can be a nice variation, you've got the floor there as that cue. Don't touch the floor with the hands. Last one, we're just going to put some tension through the hamstrings, hamstring plank. So it'll look like a glute bridge setup, except in this longer pose. Now the further the feet are away, the harder that's going to be. This might be a warm-up drill, but boy, it can be surprisingly tough. So just going to bridge the hips up, driving through the heels. Try not to arch the lower back too much. Keep the ribs compressed. And you can already feel, should do anyway, the back of those legs really light up. If it's just too hard for you, bring your feet closer to your bum and sort of go for a glute bridge hybrid position here.
Halfway there. Seconds. Rest.
Tremendous. Now we're going to kick off our main strength sets. Now these are 60-second windows. Reason being, if you're working with something a bit lighter or you need a bit more room there, you can work longer. But if you feel you're really challenged at 40-45 seconds, you could stop there. That's fine.
Rest.
Goodness me, Siri, always listening in. We're doing 3 moves here. Front squat, glute bridge floor press, and a Jefferson curl. Really nice little combo there for 3 sets. This is a real meat and bones going on. I'm going to grab something on the lighter side to grease the groove with that front squat first of all. Now, I'm going to give you options here. If you want to go goblet, you could. If you want to hold the dumbbells here, cool. I'm going to try resting the heads of the dumbbells on my shoulders.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm going to turn them like this. Alright, might play throughout, but that's just going to allow me to stay nice and tall and not have to work too hard in controlling those dumbbells, or indeed holding them, in the front of the body. If this is too awkward, like I said, play with holding them in the front of the body, like so. That might be more comfortable. You still get a lot of the same benefits. Squatting down as low as you can, whilst keeping the heels in contact with the floor, driving the knees out.
Halfway there.
And just establishing a bit of a baseline for ourselves here. Might feel a little crispy first of all. That's very normal. That's why we've got 3 sets here to really find something nice and challenging.
10 seconds. Rest.
Coolio. Now for simplistic sake, I'm going to take those same dumbbells for my floor press. And once we've gone through the whole first round here, we'll know what we're going to want to do for round 2. So, main primary target here is going to be the chest, shoulders, triceps in that pressing movement. The glute bridge allows us a bit more stability, but also a bit more range of motion because the elbows have to come slightly lower down. So try to maintain heels driving through the floor, bum locked out. And here my arms are at this nice sort of 45-degree angle. Slow and smooth there. Light touch of the elbow on the floor, punch up. At the top, my dumbbells are forming like a right angle. All right, that just helps keep the shoulders nice and stable. So I'm pulling my shoulders actively back and into the floor. Your upper back should feel like it is working for you as well. I know there's a lot going on here, but this helps you to be as strong and as safe as possible. As ever, prioritizing that loading phase on the way down into that stretch at the bottom, touch, press. Use this lighter set to really dial in your form and tempo.
10 seconds. Rest.
Okay. Now next up, number 3 is a Jefferson curl. Now this is wicked for spinal mobility, hamstring range of motion and everything, but we are dealing with active flexion in the spine. It can make people nervous. If you've never done this before, I would like you to just go body weight only and practice keeping the legs dead, straight and locked, going down as far as you can go without bending the knees, hold and roll back up. I'm going to use a light load here because I'm very experienced with this, but like I said, be extra conservative with this one. We're going to have plenty of time to practice with this program. Feet together, knees locked, chin to chest, shoulders round forward. I'm not going to let my knees bend at all. I'm going to go to my best stretch position, reach into it, feel that big stretch on the whole posterior of the body, and then roll back up the way you came. slow reps.
Only going to get a small handful here. These are slow, long, thoughtful reps.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Okay. That concludes round one, and we have got 2 to go. Okay? But again, hopefully that one wasn't too taxing, because then you can make some adjustments here. Maybe you want to go a little bit heavier with some of those movements, all of them, or stick. Okay? I'm going to go a little bit heavier with my front squat and take it from there. Oh, buddy.
Round 4.
All right. Now I'm losing a bit more weight. Just going to make sure I'm bracing nice and tight here. And take a big breath at the top.
Halfway there. Seconds.
Okay.
Rest.
Now a remark that comes up a lot of the time is squat depth. I've been squatting for 10 years. I do a lot of it on a daily basis, just moving around the gym and things. Be patient there. I prioritize range of motion, and I want to help you guys as much as you can with improving that and not just working out for the sake of it. But it does take time, so be patient with your body. Floor press. Glute bridge floor press. Alrighty, a little heavier here. Lovely. Coming into our Jefferson curl now. I'm going to keep that same lighter load I did at the start. Training this rounded back position is very good for the help of that spine. The spine has lots of range, but it's worth doing slowly.
Round 6.
So squeeze the quads tight, chin, shoulders, back rounding one vertebrae at a time. That's how I want you to think about it. Find the stretch at the bottom, hang out in that discomfort, and then roll back up.
Halfway there. 10 seconds. Rest.
And just like that, 1 set to go. If you haven't found it yet, let's make this a really tough set by adjusting your load accordingly. Or, depending on how you got on, if you weren't going for the full 60 seconds, that's a long working set. Maybe you could push that out here. So reps or weight, 2 very simple ways that you can challenge yourself. Workout to workout, set to set, week to week. Oh my goodness, let's get it.
Round 7.
Hui.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Tremendous. Okay. Welcome all my new friends. So, some cool, groovy folks joined the community this week. California, New Zealand. So good to have you guys. Welcome.
Round 8.
Welcome to the Underdog Fitness community on YouTube. Keep that tempo dialed in. That's where the magic happens. That slow, deep stretch at the bottom.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Wonderful. We're going to round things out with that Jefferson. Boom. And we get a minute off. Generous. Okay.
Last round.
It's more than likely you're finding set to set. You're getting a nice short-term boost in range of motion as, in essence, your nervous system relaxes a little bit. It's not that we've made any great physiological change, but it is an important part of the process. Gaining a bit of trust with the body to give us access to a bit more range. Spend some time in that new range, lock it in, so to speak.
Halfway there.
Rinse, repeat.
Mm-hmm. 10 seconds. Rest.
Well, lovely. Okay, now part 2, really nice. This is typically a unilateral where we work one side of the body at a time, but we only do that exercise for 2 sets. In this instance, we're going to do a B stance Romanian deadlift. Again, the RDL will be heavily abused in all our programs as a great home staple. The B stance allows us to focus on one side at a time, using the opposite leg, the non-working leg, sorry, just to hang out as a bit of balance, okay?
Rest.
You could go 2 dumbbells. I'm gonna try 1, keep it here. Again, soft knee, driving the bum back, keeping the chest tall and the armpits tight. Find the best stretch you can in that hamstring, drive in and lock it up. Rinse, repeat. So you're gonna do left, right, or whatever. And then an elbowing row.
10 seconds.
Targets a little more rear delt, upper back. Cool. Yeah, that's it. Let's squeeze the groove.
Let's go.
Bearing in mind these are now only 45-second sets. You might be able to push on, and knowing it's only 2 sets, hallelujah. Make that second set really tough. B stance,
Halfway there.
such a workhorse. You get more or less all the benefits of a single leg remaining deadlift without the nightmare of the balance, which often gets in the way of actually challenging those tissues enough under enough load because
10
you're
seconds.
too focused on the balance. Still a great movement, but I find the B stance far better for most people.
Rest.
And essentially, we're stretching that hamstring under load. So yeah, you're going to build muscle and strength, also flexibility, because it's just loaded stretching at the end of the day. That's what a lot of weight training is. It's one continuum. Whew. Okay. Stay on the toes of the non-working leg. Keep it loosey-goosey. Soft knees. Long stretch.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Lovely. Now, elbowing row. If I was to look at you from the top down, rather than typical row where we keep the elbow tight, squeezing the lats, bigger middle back kind of exercises. Elbowing row, I'm going to involve a bit of rotation, pulling around, smaller muscles working for us, so use lighter load. You could either do this in a split stance, support yourself on some furniture. I'm going to use this dumbbell here as a bit of a tripod. Take your time if you've never done the elbowing row.
Round 3.
Split my feet, knuckles facing forward, pronated, and I'm going to drive out and wide, control it down. Let it stretch at the bottom, drive the elbow out and wide. Notice that little sort of T-spine rotation at the top. There's a few things going on here, just take your time. Use lightweight, have a play with this probably new movement.
Halfway there.
Strengthening ranges you may have ignored before.
Ten seconds. Rest.
Nice, very civilized. Just swap on around now, hit the other side. Groovy doors.
Round 4. Halfway there. seconds.
Cool.
Rest.
One set now of that whole round we just did. What I learned from that is I want to go a bit heavier with the B stance RDL, but I'm going to keep the same for the elbowing row. Wow, flown on by here. Hope you're still with me. Well, if you heard that, you are, but you know what I mean. Emotional. We're having a good time in one way or another. Hacha! Okay.
Halfway there. Seconds.
Cool, love that. Nice 8 reps. Not sure if any of you know London or have visited London. We have these things called Boris bikes, now Santander, whatever. You can rent these bikes. Go about. They're big and heavy, nice and sturdy. Not great for long distances, I must say. All the trains were cancelled this morning, so I had to ride for 45 minutes on one of those at 6 a.m. into the city. And my legs are feeling it, I can't lie.
Round 6.
But it was a nice way to start the day, see the sunrise come up, as opposed to being on a train underground somewhere. I rather enjoyed it.
Halfway there.
Vision 2020 been a party all day. After everything we've been through, you know that we deserve to have a good time.
10 seconds.
You're a dime, I'll be watching you whine on the dance floor. Yeah, your body like wine, getting better over time. Your body like wine. Got me tipsy, baby.
Rest.
Love like the 60s, baby. Getting loud.
Okay, coming into the last of our elbowing row here. Maybe want to stick the same weight, go up a little bit, whatever. Main thing is that you can keep control, feels good, and by the end of the set, starting to feel a little toasty. Then we've got a nice little shoulder leg combo finisher for our EMOM at the end. Flown on by. Okay.
Round 7.
Long stretch towards the ground, keep the chest up and the hips back. Out wide, stretch. Out wide.
In front of the other, and keep moving, you will get what you need. We don't let them bring us down. About to make history, run this town. What we need is passion, living by the code, cause you know the streets watching. I've been with a free, love it when
Halfway
you speak
there.
Spanish. Money down my language, DJ turn it up, it's the new classic. Life's like a movie, lights, camera, action. Put your mind to it, live the life that you imagine. Life's like a movie,
10 seconds.
action. Life's like a movie, lights, camera, action. Put your mind to it, live the life that you imagine.
Rest.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, last one, friendos.
Last round. Halfway there. seconds.
Oh, that'll do me actually.
Rest.
Okay. We got our minute off here, then we're gonna come into this EMOM every minute on the minute. Similar vibes, but the rest isn't structured. We're gonna do within a minute an amount of reps. Whatever rest we have left over is our transition time, and then the next window will start. Typically here we'll do 2 or 3 exercises twice through. 6-minute EMOM, so 6-minute windows. I'm gonna keep my eye on the clock.
Rest.
And we want to be finished no less than 15 seconds left, so we have time to transition and set up for the next exercise. So that informs the reps we do. Very simple today. We're going to be doing an upright row for the shoulders, 2 dumbbells, driving up in this kind of position. All right, go light here at first. Awesome for the shoulders, but it can feel a little strange, so don't force anything. And then we'll do a lateral lunge. Okay.
Let's go.
So we get to just do a set that feels challenging for you here, instead of worrying about doing the whole of the time frame, sorry. So you can stop any time and just rest for the remainder of that window.
Halfway there.
Okay.
10 seconds.
So we're about to come into our lateral lunge. I've decided to just do one side at a time here. So open our feet wide. I'm gonna go for a low hold, like so. And you're just gonna come down. You can touch any point of the dumbbell to the floor, drive back. Okay, nice and simple, just to one side here. Trying to keep this side nice and straight. Stand tall. So you're essentially squatting with one side, stand tall. Really important, get that adductor work in. On the groin.
Halfway there.
Okay, rest it there. Match those
10
reps
seconds.
on the other side in 10 seconds. Ooh la la. Okay.
Halfway there.
Okay. All right, moving a little bit quicker here. We're just gonna do that one more time through. Making the adjustments to the load you might want before we do this from the top with the upright row. Okay. Oh, feeling it now.
Halfway there.
Okay, transitioning So our lateral lunge position. How wide you go definitely impacts that too. Make any adjustments you need to now. Last little push, my friends.
Halfway there.
Oh, buddies.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Last window of work. Almost there.
Last round.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Halfway there.
Okay. Oh,
10
yeah.
seconds.
Many blessings, my friend. That was
Rest.
a bit of a sleeper challenge at the end there, goodness me. And we're going to come into some flexibility now. I've just chosen the pigeon pose today. What can be a really nice, useful scale here is to elevate the front foot.
Let's go.
Don't worry about the time. If you need to bump up the front foot to keep this leg in this kind of right angle, this 90 degrees, that can be a good choice. Otherwise, do your best. As always, trying to keep this long leg behind us in extension. If we can squeeze the bum cheek here, really nice. And you can explore. Very cool, right? You drop the torso if you want. Move around, shift your weight. Just up to you how to spend this minute, and then we'll change our sides. Trying to bias the hip flexor here by staying a little bit taller, squeezing the bum. Goodness gracious.
Halfway there.
Cool, I'm going to be changing up. Thank you, sir, and thank you, more importantly, for sticking it out here today. I hope you enjoyed that workout. And if you're new around here, as you've been so good at doing, those of you, introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from, what's going on. And if you enjoyed the workout, I appreciate you for joining me here today. Plenty more where that came from. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Ciao, my friend.